Good morning. Welcome to the Taylor's Garden. Please come in the gate with me, enjoy the garden as the sign says. Let's go into the garden and hear the flowers sing. This is the view I wake up to every morning. Please enjoy. This is what you do with a water feature that does not work. You create one of these, or you make one of these. As you can see, my gardens are all fenced in. We have a very large black lab who likes to run through the garden. But there is a path right around the back of the garden, so he can run the fence with other dogs. But my flowers stay safe. Most of the backyard is in the shade. We have a lot of hostas. We have rhododendrons. I have 5 rhododendrons in the backyard. This is one of my favorite hostas down in here. This is called Maui Sunrise. And my Japanese maple. Oh my goodness. My spiderwort. And hiding back there is a lovely red cardinal flower. And if you follow around this way, there are more hostas. And please come to my sitting area. This is what I call my oasis. We love water. We love water features. Now I have a small pond. Please enjoy. As I was saying, most of the backyard is shade. Here we have more hostas, and if we walk right along, there is another 2 rhododendrons in the back that are all bloomed this spring beautifully. We have another water feature. I like water. I like sound in my garden. Hostas and hostas and more hostas. Another water feature that no longer works. We collect these things, but this year it's filled with hosta. And why it's filled with hostas, and I dug those hostas up last fall for our plant sale, buried them in Elaine's vegetable patch already in pots, picked them out this spring, sold half of them, and the rest are in my garden for sale next year. This is my little woodland patch filled with woodland poppies. I have lady slippers, I have ferns, I have a toad lily, and in the spring I have primulas and also trilliums. And then we keep on going. Not much blooming here right now. The phlox are just coming into bloom. There's a nice pink phlox coming. There's turtlehead that's coming. That will come in late August. But this is filled with mostly bleeding hearts in here. But we do have a lovely, this is a white rhododendron that blooms gloriously every single year. We cross the corner. We have a spirea. More hostas. I had a lovely blue clematis called Proteus. This will be a blue phlox that's going to bloom. Down in here we have a knotweed that has a very pretty pink plume. This is my pink corner actually. I have pink phlox and pink obedient plants, a climbing hydrangea, and then we keep on going. And we have this beautiful, right now, perfect timing, lovely ligularia with monarda coming. There is monkshood in the back. My wisteria is up there. It bloomed beautifully this spring. I have a campanula that's coming up for a second round of blooms. And 3 meadow roots. The wind took this one down, so I left it. And then here is a very interesting little native plant, and this is called Allegheny vine. It's interesting, these little white flowers are supposed to drop, seed themselves, and grow me a new flower next year. If that does not work, I will not have a vine next year. In the center of our yard, we have a pollinator garden, as it is the sunniest location we have. And because I'm very partial to blue flowers, I have a lovely blue phlox that is just coming into bloom. Blue stoke aster. We have daylilies. This is a beauty that comes from Bonnie Bray. And another Bertie Ferris. More daylilies. This is my beautiful big rudbeckia that is going crazy. She's just starting to bloom and will bloom well into the fall. Lots of echinacea. We have here a variegated heliopsis, which I just love for her color. We keep going. We have more daylilies. This is called Merle Kent. And we have bubblegum bee balm coming up. We have another echinacea. This is supposed to be a double-decker, and it looks as if she's trying to be a double-decker. We'll find out. More echinacea. This one is Cheyenne Spirit, a beautiful color. Hiding down here in the very center is a lemon yellow echinacea. Then we have, oh dear, let's forgot the name. We have Badger Burgundy echinacea. So we have lots of echinacea for our butterflies. This is what I call my wild corner. Everything is big and out of control, and mostly yellow. So come fall, this is a yellow sunset, basically. Here we have a big aster, rudbeckia, a lovely Vigilia. I cheat, that one is red. And on my forsythia tree, we have our lilies that were lovely bright yellow, now gone. Another form of rudbeckia. And we have more rudbeckia. And these nice big plants here are all of the Silphium family. This one is called a coneflower. It is a wild one. It's native. You'll find it in the fields. But the plants form a little cup that collects the water for the birds, and the stems are square. So if you're invented in winter, you can strip the leaves, paint your stems, and use them as something. In the corner we have a little 4-square garden that gets overrun with the grapes growing up the house, and this year a wonderful production. But I have rue that I grow to put on my tulip bulbs so the squirrels won't dig them up. We have tomatoes, basil, parsley. Then over here we have a lovely hydrangea, and she is called Quickfire. And I don't know if you can see, but in the morning she is covered with bees, wasps, anything that flies. It must be a wonderful pollinator. Carry on, we have peonies that are now over. We have a very pretty sedum called Turkish Delight. I love it because it's just so different. I grow dahlias here now. More sedum, but this is spring flowers with daffodils and tulips and you name it. More dahlias. We have a beautiful clematis here that has stopped blooming. Some coming up are some gladiolas. And here is one of my favorite little clematis. She's tiny. She's got little bell, and it's called ranunculus. We have a form of mallow, a rose bush that unfortunately the Japanese beetles like it as well. Joe pieweed standing up there, monarda, phlox in the background, the globe thistle flower, and now my daylilies start. I have a passion, I guess, for all flowers, but daylilies are one of the favorites. This little daylily here is called Blueberry Breakfast. And then we come up to this beauty. She's called Fire Breathing Dragon. This one is called Lies in Lipstick. Unfortunately, they only last one day, but they are beautiful for that day. We have some poppies that planted themselves, but I think they're beautiful. More daylilies. This one is called Fooled Me. If you want a daylily that produces many blooms, she is the one. More echinacea. Oh, more. Just in the bush in the very center is a blue indigo. I think she's on steroids. I'll have to cut pieces off so other plants can grow. Behind it is a 4 o'clock that is now closing. It's getting too late in the morning. It says good night. We'll reopen at 4 o'clock. And in this corner is my Itoh peonies. They're beautiful, unfortunately not blooming at all. Coming along. I'm having trouble getting annuals to grow in here, but I'm starting to succeed. Trying to amend the soil so it will be good enough to grow things well. Then we'll come back down here. We have more daylilies. And you might want to follow me in here. This is called Cranberry Scoop Echinacea. I find it's delightful. My Crocomosia, nice fire red. And hiding down in here, we have calla lilies. This plant planted itself, and I like it where it is, so she stays. And then more echinacea. My Rose of Sharon is just starting to bloom. Beautiful blue. Love it. And there are pink petunias that have gone wild. There are only 3 plants in that container, and it has taken over every other flower in the container, so it's my pink petunia corner. This little daylily is called Ichabana. She looks very similar to another daylily called Snicklefritz. We have night embers. This one is called Luigi Go Home. You come along here. This is a very tiny, I find very delicate little daylily called David Kirchhoff. She's tiny but delicate. More euphorbium. And these poppies, if you deadhead them, they will bloom from spring to fall. It's my joy. I see them from inside the house and come running out to see what the orange clump is. We have phlox hiding down in the back. Minority here. This is my hydrangea tree called Limelight. I gave it a good haircut in the spring because she was overtaking the garden. But she produced beautifully for me this year. The blooms now are lime green, will turn to a nice white pinky, will be burgundy in fall, make a wonderful cutting flower for an arrangement in the fall. We have phlox hiding in here. As I said, I have a passion for daylilies. This is mainly daylilies. Because of the heat this year, they have come early. So they're starting to go down right now. This one is called Jones Senior. And this echinacea I love. She's called Julia. More daylilies hiding there. Phlox. Daylilies. More phlox, different color. This daylily, the funny name is Romeo is Bleeding. You have it, Canna lily struggling to come up here. The Japanese beetles just love him. And one of my, I guess all my favorite things. And this is called Green Twister Echinacea. And that is the tour of my garden. Excuse me, the last big tree back there, that's a Sambuca tree. I'm a member of the elderberry. She needs a haircut so she won't take over the house and the garden. But I left it like this so you could see it. Thank you very much for visiting my garden. It's been a delight to share it with everyone.